Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Just bear with me one sec. Just turning on a light. There we go. Hey, what's going on? Hope you're having a good week. What's good? What's up? I want to keep this really short because I had something in my head. My brain is usually exploding with ideas, and it's like there's so many coming through. It's like a river. Sometimes it comes in so quick and I talk quick, and I know I do. But I just trust that you guys can keep up. I did have a lot of people asking me once why I talk so fast. No, I don't talk fast. You aren't used to the speed that I talk. So I actually do slow down the frame, or I slow down the speed of my recordings on all of my podcasts down 4%. So every single podcast that I've ever done, it is actually me slowed down, even right now. So when I go back and re-listen to some of these podcasts, it's like, whoa, they're quick. But for me, it's normal. And I just go, yeah, I can see that it's quick, but I can understand it. It's just how my brain works. Anyway, the point of this video is, yes, my book is finally out. The Boy Who Lived Inside a Volcano. It is a cautionary tale. It's a beautiful tale, a jungle tale I made all in my head, all from my heart. And it deals with a young boy who is basically abandoned. He's found abandoned by a local tribe, and he lives at the bottom of a great deep jungle. And he has no friends. He's an outcast. He has very strange markings on his face, and the village elders don't know what it means. It's kind of like a dark omen or a premises within a premises kind of thing. This book is full of metaphors and allegories. So it's going to be really interesting to see who picks up on all of the little breadcrumbs that I like to leave behind. It's also really fun. Every now and then people pick up breadcrumbs that I leave in my podcast now, and I'm like, yay, you get it. And then I get connection. So, yeah, he is outcast. The book is about, the premises of the book is based around a proverb, which I believe is from Africa. I don't know. If you know where it originated from, please let me know. I'd love to know in the comments if you can verify it. I just don't know, so don't quote me. But the premises of the book is, the child that is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. And this is that children are hungry for connection. They're hungry for tribe. They're hungry for love. And that's what's inbuilt in us. When we don't get that, that's when monstrous things happen. And, it's an interesting thing. I know there was a letter that was written, I think it might have been by Amanda Palmer. She's a songwriter and an amazing artist. She was married to Neil Gaiman for a while, and she wrote a letter to the Boston Bombers, one of them. Anyway, the concept in itself is about a monster and understanding how a monster is actually created. Monsters don't just happen. They don't like, whoa, monster fell out of the sky. No. It's innate. It's within us. People become monstrous for lack of love, lack of connection. Doesn't just atrophy the soul and destroy the body. It actually destroys the spirit. And then the spirit tries to connect other people by, obviously we can only receive each other. So when someone, I know I'm going off topic here, and I hope you can keep up, but say for example, when a child comes to you, that's why childs are perfect mirrors to their parents. The child will only meet you where the child is. So if the child's angry, it will meet you in anger. It needs you to be angry. Same with anyone else. Like if I'm sad, it's like I need you to receive me, but I need you to see it. That's where pain comes from. So we share pain. Nothing will bring two people closer together than a common enemy. Like, what do you hate? What do I hate kind of thing. Yeah, nothing will heal another person more than another person. What do you love? What do I love? Oh yeah, we both love that together. It works both ways. This is the thing that people don't get. I will be doing a podcast about this book later on, some in more depth later on, and I am getting a book trailer made as well. So stick around because it's going to be really cool. But yeah, so a monster is, it's fragmentation. Someone who isn't taken in, isn't part of the group, is rejected completely, and is angry and is in pain. And so this book is about emotions, and it's about when someone is in anger, they are in pain. That is where anger comes from. And this is something that is a very primal and basic fundamental principle of emotions, and yet I don't see people talking about it. I don't see psychologists talking about it. I don't see psychiatrists talking about it. And it quite frankly terrifies me because it makes me think, what the fuck are they doing? So we have to go back. This is why with psychology, they always want to go back to the childhood, because that's where the fundamentals, the building blocks of who you were laid. And now we can get to know the person. So that's also another metaphor in the story, is that the boy is a boy. Anyway, he's got a little friend, and the friend is a chameleon. That is an animal that he keeps safe from people that would seek to hurt her within the tribe. And her name is Bok Bok. And she changes color. She matches his colors to match his moods when he's sad or when he's angry. She's the mirror representation of him back to him in an animal, which is also what we do with people. You often find animals are a representation of the archetypes and the types of personalities and spirits that we have. There's no such thing as coincidence, my friends. No coincidence. No. So anyway, I'm not going to go on too much about that, but I will be doing a video talking a little bit more about my book and unpacking it at some point. But I don't want to do anything because I want to see if other people get it first. I want to see how other people receive it and what they think of it and what they make of it. And that's the joy of being an artist, is that once I release it out into the world and it starts shipping out into the world, it's not mine anymore. You take it wherever you want it. Wherever you want to go with it is where you go with it, and that's the point of it. But the real part of it is that you have a piece of me, which will be left behind. I know it's sad, but it'll be left behind in the world after I'm gone. Which will be the ideas and the story and the lessons and the morals, I guess, because it's like a fable. It's a moral. It's a warning. So people might just like the pretty pictures and the jungle. It's very lush. It's very dark. It's very magical. And some people might get it. And this may end up, on a bookshop, in a museum, in a library. I mean, psychologists might like this book. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with it. When I envision characters, a long time ago, I studied acting, and I pursued acting. I went to casting calls. I had an agent. I went to auditions, go-sees every week, as much as I could, in between juggling and paying bills and living in my studio apartment. And I had a real passion for acting, and I didn't realize it at the time, but the reason I was so interested in acting was because I was interested in stories. I was interested in characters and developing characters and making up these characters in my head. And although I never went further with it, I now see that the ulterior road that I should have taken had I not have gone down this road, or I may go there later, is director. I love to direct. And I have a vision in my head, and then trying to create that with people and collaborate with people would be amazing. So yeah, I kind of see my books like a movie in my head. Like I see the scenes in my head, like playing them out in my head. So it would be really surreal one day having the opportunity to see my work move and see my characters moving around and having a cup of coffee, or catching a mermaid in a net, or going inside a volcano and taking a stone from a monster. Like, this type of stuff is what I live for. You can probably hear I'm excited about it because it's something that I'm passionate about. And that leads me to the point of this short podcast. If you're out there and you're listening, I'm going to share a secret with you, and it's kind of a big deal. Sometimes I like to share secrets. I share them in my star sign videos, talking about all of the nuances and all of the different things that I've observed from the signs over the years. I will be continuing the Venus series for those that asked, so thank you. In conjunction with the Venus series, going through all of the signs, it'll kind of be like a how-to guide in dating that sign in a sexual way. So I hope that makes sense, because I think that's what you guys are kind of wanting. That's what you've asked for. So, find a demographic, find a group of people and give them what the fuck they want. How do you get a Taurus to love you? Well, yeah. Anyway, what I was saying was, when I hear stuff like follow your passion, yeah, that's really important. Yes, we should be passionate about what we're doing. I have a lot of passion. I'm triple fire sign with a cusp Scorpio and a Scorpio in Venus. So Venus and Scorpio. So I'm fucking passionate, okay? Sometimes this gets misconstrued as anger or aggression. By the way, it's not. A lot of Aries, if you're listening, shout out to my Aries friends. I know you guys you get macked on a lot. A lot of people get like, oh, he's so passionate, and it's like it comes across as aggressive. It's just your passion. That's who you are. It's like same with the Leos. Like, they're so loud. Yeah, Leo. That's what they are. If you tell a Leo not to be what it is, it'll get sad and depressed. It is what it is. There is only being what you are, guys. It's like returning to who you are. It's like, why weren't you just yourself the whole fucking time? It's like a gay man coming out. He was always gay. He just now is coming out to owning what he is. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. The point I wanted to make in this podcast is it's not about following your passion. Your passion and your gifts come in a multitude of different ways. Don't think that it's just going to be one thing. It's going to be, I'm a really good photographer and that's my spiel, whatever. That's my line. That's my thing that I've got to do to death until I die. No. Get out of that way of thinking. We have passion in all different aspects and all different things. And that can be expressed in many, many different ways. I've got a friend at the moment doing these really beautiful silent videos that are very reflective, and a lot of storytelling and narrative is coming through without the use of words. So it's like the language of communication is being projected through imagery and through a very passive and calming presence. That is passion in a different form. So everyone has different avenues to express the passion. Now, the secret that I wanted to share with you, which is what I've discovered and coming into this year as I'm working hard and getting it done, is one of two things. The first thing is, it's not about how I feel all the time. Get out of that, because if I just sat with what I'm feeling, nothing would happen. So set a routine, show up for yourself, and do what you said you were going to do. Find out what motivates you, what motivates your mood, and then your mood will follow the action. Number one, okay, get that. Mood follows action. Get that and get that good. But it's not about sitting in your feelings. The second part of this podcast that I wanted to bring up in this point and be very poignant about it, so I'm going to word this really precisely because please get this. It is sitting with the tediousness of something. It is sitting with the boring aspects of something. That's how we get better at it. So if you're looking for a constant high and a constant hit in doing something, you will fail, because nothing that's instant is worth anything. I know in some of our wokey culture bullshit these days, and a lot of work can be produced very quickly, and it is very scribbly, and it is crap. It's crap drawings. But there's no artisan, there's no artiste in it. The real art is suffering. It is starting something and seeing it through and not needing a high out of it every second. And no, it's delaying the gratification. So you're starting this thing. I heard a really, really good analogy just the other day, which was writing a book or making art is like driving across a continent without headlights on in the dark. So you can see kind of a little bit, you can make out the shapes, but you don't know. You don't know where it's going. You don't know where this is going. I don't know where this is going. No one knows. How could you? That's the part of life that makes it interesting. There is no safety. It's only what we think is safe that keeps us safe. Everything's a risk. Everything we do is a risk. So you've got to go into it like you know what you're doing, confident in what you're doing, and believe in what you're doing, and sit at that piano for thousands and thousands of hours until you know where every one of those keys are. I saw Stevie Wonder was on TV the other day. There was a Stevie Wonder special, and I only caught the last 10, 15 minutes of it, and it was incredible. This is a man who's blind that plays the piano like a superstar. How many thousands of hours did that man sit in front of that piano making those keys make a sound? It is working out something until we get to a point of autopilot that we upgrade. When a skier is taking off on a ski ramp to do their flips, they've done that flip so many times over tens and tens and tens of years, or thousands of times in practice, they go into a state of autopilot and then they land. So when you get to a point where you've built up the skill set enough and the neural pathways in your brain are firing at a rate because you've built the strong neural pathway, so you will improve, you will level up. But the leveling up will only come as a result of the effort and time and due diligence that you've put into building that skill set. So fundamentals are the building blocks. Same with the occult. If you don't know the building blocks, the fundamentals of, say, the occult, for example, then how are you expected to conduct something in the spiritual world if you don't even know the basics? We must do the work. We must take the time. It's the ones that can't sit still, that are fidgety and easily distracted, that will have problems being able to complete something. Because it doesn't matter how much energy and passion you have for something, if you're not prepared to sit in the suffering of it and the driving in the dark of it, then you're not going to be able to drive in the dark if you can't sit still in the car. So one of my panels could take a week or 2 weeks, and that's okay. I'm not going to rush it, because I know that if I rush it, it'll be shit. When I finish it, I'll look back at it and I get very angry at myself because I feel like I rushed it. So quality takes time. Give yourself time to study. Give yourself time to learn the basics. Give yourself time to develop that particular project that you're working on, to learn about the things that you need. It's the work part of it that gets the strength, that builds up our knowledge on something. And the more that you paint, the better you get. That's the thing. I heard a podcast with Neil Gaiman the other day. He said, what do writers need to do? They need to write. I mean, could it get any more simple? And finish what they write. It's very important that we finish what we start. because that is going to prepare. Even if the story is shit, as quickly as we fail, we can get onto the next story that'll be good. Yeah, so it's hurry up and fail. That's what it is. The quicker we fail, the better we can get faster. That's how it is. Because we're only by making mistakes and failing can we actually grow. That's why when I meet someone and they could never admit to being wrong, they could never admit to a failure that they've done, I get away from them really quick, because that's totally unworkable to be around a human like that. It's impossible to deal with that. I fuck up every day. And I don't worry about these fuck ups because I know I'll be fucking up more tomorrow. But the key of it is I sit through the tedious boringness of it to get to the end result, which is the set result down the track, because I just show up and do the fucking work. Yeah, I don't know, like who really enjoys lifting weights at the gym? Like who enjoys like jumping into a freezing swimming pool? But if we don't do it, we don't get the result. So think about what I said. I hope this makes sense. The analogy, driving through the dark, don't know where you're going, keep driving, keep going. Don't stop. I hope that this little quick preface video, podcast, whatever, helps. If you're listening, take this on and march forward. Yeah. Don't give up. Keep going. Lots of love. And if you want to pick up a copy of my new book, you can. It's on my website. We are only shipping in Australia and New Zealand at the moment. And as soon as I get stock in the USA, then I'll be shipping all out to the rest of the world, to my friends in France, Europe, wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. And I will see you in the next podcast. Lots of love to you. Bye.